Hey, it's Niall coming at you today from a creaky chair in Madrid. I'm spending a few days here with my girlfriend and we've been out and about exploring the city, seen a few sights, getting into a few adventures. Some mad trees they have in this place. But let's get into the meat of this video and we'll start with a quote you may have heard before. It goes a little something like this. Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. Those were the words of Confucius, and that was footage of Splinter from the Turtles because, I don't know, it just seemed appropriate. The real Confucius apparently looked like this. He was a Chinese philosopher who lived about 2,500 years ago. He said many a wise thing, but this was not one of them. What he's basically saying there is follow your passion. Follow your passion and everything will be grand. Now that's pretty popular advice nowadays, but in this video I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why you should ignore it, why you should forget passion, especially when you're starting out trying to earn a living online, trying to build an online business. And the first of those reasons is to follow your passion, you first need to find it. And that's much easier said than done. Because most of us have no idea what we're passionate about or what kind of job we could possibly love so much that it never feels like work. The danger is that we invest tons of time and energy into finding our passion, trying all sorts of different things and expecting,
I just had a eureka moment.
But that's rarely how people actually find their passion. And you know, it kind of reminds me a little bit, this idea reminds me a bit of the idea of love at first sight.
Yeah. I'll be out in 1 minute.
So imagine for a second if you believed that you either fell in love with someone at first sight or you'd never fall in love with them at all. Right? That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? You might be physically attracted to someone immediately. You might even feel some mysterious and powerful urge to go talk to them. But you won't know for sure if they're a good match for you, a perfect match for you, until you go on a few dates, you get jiggy, you meet their parents, you live together, etc., etc. Does that make sense? You see what I'm getting at there? And then just as very few people have their perfect partner fall out of the sky and into their arms, very few people have their perfect career do the same. I know, it's disappointing. But even if you were to find your passion or your soulmate overnight, it's not as if success would suddenly come easy. And that's because doing meaningful work is hard. And that's the second reason why you should be wary of following your passion. Here's a quote from Thomas Edison. "Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work." No idea if that's what he sounded like. But the point is, just as you have to work at a relationship you care about, you also have to work at a job you love. You can't just cruise along and expect everything to fall into place. A prime example of this would be James Dyson, founder of the Dyson Company, now a multi-billion-dollar business. They make those cyclone vacuum cleaners and weird hand dryers you've probably seen around the place. The thing is, Dyson built 5,126 versions of his vacuum cleaner before he finally made one that worked. 5,126. That's a lot of work. So yes, he loved what he was doing, but the point is that he also worked very hard at it. So don't expect your work to be easy just because you're passionate about it. It's often much easier and more profitable, at least in the short term, to do work that you don't care all that much about.
I don't want to work. I just want to bang on this mug all day.
Alright, on to the third and final reason to ignore the advice of Confucius. And that is, it may take years to make money from your passion. And that's if you can ever make any money from it at all, let alone enough money to make a good living for yourself. It took Dyson 15 years of just scraping by before he had his big breakthrough with the vacuum cleaner. And some people aren't even that lucky. For example, what if your passion is frolicking around Finland on a fake horse? I very much doubt anyone's going to pay you good money to do that, no matter how well you do it. Okay, let's do a quick review of those 3 reasons. 3 reasons why you should not follow your passion. First, if you don't already know what you're passionate about, there's no guarantee you'll figure it out anytime soon, no matter how hard you try. Second, even if you do figure it out, doing work you're passionate about isn't any kind of cakewalk. If anything, working on something you're passionate about is harder than working a regular job you have little interest in. And third, it can take years to turn passion into a viable business, if it's possible at all. Now let me be clear here, okay? I'm not saying that you should drop your passion completely, assuming you know what it is. And I'm not saying that you should resolve yourself to doing work you hate to make a living. What I am saying is this: choose a job you like, can quickly excel at, and will be well paid for, and you will have a lot more options in the not too distant future. Now let's break that down. First part, choose a job you like. Like is the important word there. You see, you don't have to love what you do. Liking your work is perfectly fine. The past 7 years, I've earned a living mostly as a freelance web developer, but I don't love web development. It might have been my passion 10 years ago, say, but the joy faded from it pretty fast. Nowadays, I like building websites. Don't love it, I like it, okay? It's something I know how to do and I do it well, but here's the thing. Doing web development, freelance web development, affords me a lot of freedom. So in large part because of that skill, I was able to quit my 9-to-5 job and travel all around the world. Second part, choose a job you can quickly excel at and be well paid for. So as I mentioned, passion projects, they often take years to pay off financially, if they ever pay off at all. Some people like to glorify the starving artist lifestyle, but I am not one of those people, so forget being a starving artist. Put the dream on hold and learn some skills that you can use to generate a reliable income within a few short months. And that means becoming good at something the world values and is happy to pay you for. Third and final part, choose a job you like, you can quickly excel at and be well paid for, and you will have a lot more options in the not too distant future. Let me give you an example here. 2 friends of mine, Carlo and Florence from Roscommon in Ireland, started an online writing business a few years ago. Now, they weren't passionate about writing. They weren't especially great writers, but they felt writing was something they liked good enough, could quickly excel at, and be well paid for. So they dove in, they worked hard, and within a year, they both quit their jobs in Ireland and were off traveling around the world, running their business from the road. They were having motorcycle adventures in Vietnam, they were floating around in hot air balloons in Turkey, they were visiting Machu Picchu in Peru, all kinds of mad stuff. My own story isn't much different, and I've met many other people who've gone a similar route. We put passion aside and we focused on building skills that would give us more freedom and therefore more options in the not too distant future. And we now use that freedom to travel as much as we like, live wherever we want, work on flexible schedules, and here's where it comes full circle. Now that we have that freedom, we're able to devote more time to passion projects. And for me, that means making videos like this with loads of stupid jokes in them. You can obviously choose something a little more mature. Okay, let's wrap this bad boy up with a quick summary. When you're just getting started working online, your main goal should be to build a steady stream of independent income and to do it as fast as possible. The best way to do that is to put your passion projects aside and focus on building some specific skills. It should be something you like doing, can quickly excel at, and will be well paid for. Now you're probably wondering which skill best fits that description for you. What kind of work can you do as a freelancer or a remote worker? And that's exactly what we're going to tackle in the next video. But if you already have a skill in mind that you can use, or a few that you're considering, then let me know in the comments below. Last thing then, in case you didn't know, this video is part of my Start Earning Online series. If you want more videos like this showing you exactly what it takes step by step to build a successful online business, then look for the link below this video. You can click through and sign up for the full series. And hey, thanks for watching this video. I always knew you were a bit of a legend, and I'll see you in the next one.